we'll have a quick look in the car now and we'll show you all the little cubby holes, because this car is so practical inside. There's so much storage space, it's unbelievable. We'll start, we have a cubby hole in the door. Also integral in the door are the power window switches for both driver's window and passenger window. There's a switch on the door there, the little square one, which means you can disable the passenger side window. The other switch, the rocker switch, is for the central locking, so you can actually lock yourself in the car if you don't feel safe. Moving into the car, this one's fitted with electric mirrors, so the electric mirrors are adjustable off the switch. Next to that is the headlight height adjuster, and then the rest of the column, all the controls for the wipers, all on the right hand stalk. This one's fitted with the lever steering wheel. Indicator and lights are all controlled off the left hand stalk. The dash is very unusual on the Toyota Yaris, the phase ones, being as it's in a pod in the middle. This one hasn't got the holographic display. Being a T-Sport, it has analogue clocks. Fuel gauge, odometer, trips are all in the little module in the middle between the two clocks. You have on that total mileage covered by the vehicle. Then you have trip 1, trip 2, and then back to the odometer. There is no temperature gauge fitted on this dashboard. It just has a little warning light which lights up blue in the morning, and as soon as it goes out, the engine is then warm enough to be used. If it overheats, the warning light changes into a red colour. As you can see, the dash is very, very easy to read. Engine management light, oil warning light, handbrake light, door open, battery light, rev counter, nice and big, 140 mph speedo. Right, moving off the clocks, we'll come down to the display module, which has on it all the buttons for the radio. As you can see, you can change your channels on the buttons. We have a trip meter which tells you your fuel consumption and updates every 2 seconds. We have an actual miles per gallon as you're travelling along. At the moment the engine's not running and we're not moving, so it's showing 0. And then it gives you an average speed for that tank of fuel. The next part of the trip computer gives you the range that's left in your fuel tank. Radio controls, very, very simple, nice big buttons, AM and FM. This one hasn't got the tape player on it, so that button only goes on to CD. And then back from CD, back to a trip meter here. We've made a mistake. To get off that, really, the easiest way is to come onto the switches on the steering wheel. Push the mode button, that takes you to AM radio, then back to FM. Channels up and down on the rocker. Underneath you've got volume up and down. Moving to the rest of the switches on the dashboard, this one's got air conditioning, electric heated rear window, hazards. Switch for recirculating the air in the car or fresh air from outside. The usual controls, all standard features on most cars these days. The distributor to tell the air where to go, your fan, your hot or cold rotary switch, and then moving down, the power off for the radio and CD, the eject button for the CDs go into this slot, assisted radio channel search. All your presets are on these buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. On buttons 4, 5 and 6 you've got controls to the CD, so you can scan a CD, you can repeat a track, or you can play a CD randomly. I've got the optional extra on this one, being able to keep 4 CDs in the car. They all slot into the little slots. That one's lit up red because there's a CD in it, the rest are white, there's nothing in them. Moving on down, 12-volt accessory outlet. Ashtray, this one's never been used, never will be. Underneath the steering column, which is multi-adjustable, by pushing that it's stepless. It's just a matter of locking it off. Underneath here, another cubby hole. Another cubby hole at the side for the driver. Moving on to the passenger side. Passenger gets a cubby hole here. Let me just move the camera bag. We've got dual glove boxes on the Yaris. The top glove box, which is a small one for odds and sods, and a larger one. This one's fitted with 4 airbags. One in the steering wheel for the driver, one on the dashboard for the passenger. I also have side airbags on this one fitted in the seats. Let's just put the camera bag back. Oh, one more cubby hole I forgot to show you. Under the passenger seat we have a tray for keeping your documents in, books, CDs, paperwork, anything you want. It's a very, very handy little cubby hole. Put that back where it lives, put the camera back down there. And again, another cubby hole on the passenger side, in the door, and on the door, electric window switch for the passenger. We'll move into the back of the car now. As with all Phase 1 Yarises, there is a lever under the seat, which, when you give it a shove, the boot's full of rubbish at the moment, the back seats move backwards and forwards. I've got the seats at the moment fully forward, so there's no space for passengers in the back of this car at the moment, but you can get 3 people in the back quite comfortably. As you can see, this one's very nicely trimmed with sports seats.